you believe the only way to overcome fear is to face it head-on? If so, it's time to question that belief. We've all been taught that fear is something to conquer, to push through, to overpower with bravery. But Carl Jung, one of the most profound thinkers of the 20th century, offers a radically different perspective. Before we dive in, subscribe to Mind Clinic and join our community for powerful insights into personal and spiritual growth. Now, let's jump in. According to Jung, fear is not an enemy to defeat. It's a signal, a message from your unconscious, pointing you towards something essential within yourself. The more you try to crush fear without understanding it, the more it dominates you from the shadows. But here's the truth no one tells you. Inside your fear lies the hidden key to your deepest freedom. It's not about brute strength or forcing yourself to be brave. It's about something far more profound: awareness. Jung believed fear protects the very parts of us we most need to face: our hidden wounds, our shame, our rejected emotions. He called this the shadow, the side of us we deny or bury because it feels unacceptable or painful. Yet, only by turning toward that shadow can we become whole. This process is known as individuation, Jung's term for the lifelong journey of becoming your truest, most integrated self. And individuation doesn't happen by suppressing fear or pretending it isn't there. It happens when we listen, when we explore what fear is trying to reveal. Most of us think fear is purely negative, something to get rid of. But Jung saw it differently. Fear is a compass. It shows up when we've strayed from our authentic path, when we're disconnected from the truth of who we are. If we treat it as an obstacle, we miss its deeper purpose. But if we treat it as a guide, fear can lead us back to alignment, to wholeness, to peace. This is why society's usual approach fails. We medicate anxiety, distract ourselves from discomfort, or try to push through phobias with willpower. But these methods only mask the root issue. Jung invites us to ask, what is this fear trying to show me? What deeper truth have I been avoiding? Even more fascinating, Jung believed fear isn't just personal, it's collective. Through his concept of the collective unconscious, Jung showed how our individual fears tap into ancient human archetypes, patterns of fear, longing, and struggle that all humans share. When you fear death, loss, or rejection, you're not just experiencing your own private anxiety. You're tapping into the great human story. Understanding this can change everything. It can transform fear from a private burden into a shared human experience, one that connects you to billions of others across time. So instead of asking, how can I defeat my fear? Ask, what is my fear here to teach me? Instead of running or suppressing, turn toward it with curiosity, with compassion, and with courage, the quiet inner kind. Because as Jung reminds us, you can't conquer what you refuse to understand. Real transformation doesn't come from brute force. It comes from decoding the messages hidden in your fears and integrating them into your path toward wholeness. The archetype of the hero, central in Jung's work, is not just about strength or victory. It's about facing the unknown, descending into the underworld of the psyche, and confronting the monsters within. These monsters aren't literal. They're symbolic of the universal fears we all carry: fear of change, failure, rejection, vulnerability. Jung believed fear isn't an enemy to defeat, but a powerful messenger from the unconscious. It signals the places inside us we've neglected, the parts we deny, repress, or avoid. This is the shadow, the hidden, uncomfortable aspects of ourselves we're afraid to face. Yet Jung insisted that confronting the shadow is essential. Only by integrating these dark parts can we embark on individuation, the lifelong process of becoming whole and authentic. Think of someone longing to change careers, but paralyzed by fear. It's not just financial worry, It's a deeper tug-of-war between the need for security and the desire for fulfillment. Fear, in this case, is not a block, but a signal that inner transformation is needed. Modern culture urges us to crush or escape fear, offering quick fixes and motivational slogans. But Jung invites us to listen instead. Fear shows us where we're stuck, where we're wounded, and where hidden truths are waiting to be discovered. Ignoring fear doesn't make it disappear. It reshapes itself as anxiety, self-sabotage, or emotional stagnation. Take Narayana, a high-achieving professional gripped by fear of public failure. Not because of the task itself, but because deep inside, her perfectionism masked a profound fear of imperfection. Or Raphael, an artist frozen by creative block, not because others might judge his art, but because of his own harsh inner critic. For both, healing came not by pushing fear away, but by exploring its roots and integrating what had been buried in the shadow. Jung's great lesson is this: fear is a threshold, a sacred gateway. True freedom doesn't come from overpowering fear, but from understanding what lies beneath it. When we dare to face our inner monsters with patience and compassion, we open the door to transformation and step closer to the authentic, whole self we were meant to become. Once Raphael faced his fears, he began creating again, not for approval, but as an authentic act of self-expression. Jung often described confronting fear using powerful symbols, like the dark cave. Fear is the shadowy entrance we avoid, yet inside waits the treasure we seek. For Mariana, that treasure was self-acceptance. For Raphael, it was the freedom to create without judgment. Fear shapes not only our personal growth, but also our relationships. Take the fear of abandonment. It can lead to emotional withdrawal or desperate clinging, both rooted in past wounds. Jung called this the archetype of the wounded lover. Beneath the surface of relational fear lies a mirror reflecting our own unresolved pain. So how do we work with fear? It starts with awareness. Pause when fear arises and ask, what is this fear trying to tell me? Notice patterns. Write them down. Reflect on what parts of yourself you tend to reject, your shadow. Mariana and Raphael found freedom only when they stopped running from fear and turned to face it. This is the essence of what Jung called the hero's journey. Fear isn't just a personal emotion, it's woven into the collective unconscious. The deep layer of human experience, shaped by universal archetypes like the hero, the dragon, the shadow, and the wise old man. These symbols echo across cultures and crises. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, we saw collective fears surface: fear of death, of change, of the unknown, reflecting deep archetypal anxieties. Jung believed the path to growth involves 3 steps: recognition, acknowledging fear; exploration, understanding its roots; and transformation, using it as a catalyst for change. The hero's journey, famously expanded by Joseph Campbell, captures this process, facing the symbolic dragon, integrating hidden parts of ourselves, and emerging wiser. Yet most people avoid this path because facing fear means stepping into discomfort. Resistance often looks like procrastination or chasing superficial fixes. But Jung saw this as a symptom of the shadow, the parts of ourselves we deny. Even something like staying in an unfulfilling job, which seems like mere indecision, can signal a deep inner conflict and a hidden doorway toward personal truth. Fear isn't just a barrier, it's the first challenge on the transformative path. Resistance to it is not a dead end, but the start of something significant and life-changing. While archetypes exist universally in the collective unconscious, they manifest uniquely in each individual's life. To understand how fear appears in your daily experience, self-inquiry is key. Jung believed in reflecting deeply on what we avoid, what makes us anxious, and where we see recurring fear-based patterns. Fear, rather than being a nuisance, is a sacred portal to profound personal transformation. When approached with courage and curiosity, it becomes one of our greatest teachers. The goal isn't to banish fear, but to evolve our relationship with it. Fear isn't the enemy, it's an ally, a bridge leading us to a more integrated, authentic self. Fear signals areas of our life requiring attention. For example, fear of loneliness may indicate a need for deeper connection, not just with others, but with ourselves. Fear of failure often reflects an over-identification with external achievements, rather than recognizing our inherent value. Fear is a messenger from the unconscious, emerging when we're at a crossroads, ready yet reluctant to step into unknown territory. The path to individuation, the journey of becoming who we truly are, requires integrating all aspects of the psyche, especially those we fear or reject. Fear acts as a compass, guiding us toward these unexplored parts. When treated as a guide, it makes the journey to wholeness clearer. For example, standing on the edge of a major decision, fear may arise. But looking closely, fear is guarding something valuable, something our soul needs to encounter. Jung's wisdom tells us that what we resist persists. If we ignore or suppress fear, it grows stronger and often resurfaces in unexpected ways. However, when we face fear directly, its hold on us weakens. True freedom lies not in the absence of fear, but in choosing to move forward despite it, seeing fear as a companion, not a captor. To build a healthier relationship with fear, try these Jung-inspired practices. 1. Initiate a dialogue with fear. When afraid, ask, "What am I truly afraid of?" Write your answers and explore them with curiosity. 2. Integrate your shadow. Reflect on the parts of yourself you avoid or dislike. Fear often emerges from these rejected aspects, which, when accepted, can become allies. 3. Analyze your dreams. Jung saw dreams as messages from the unconscious. Uncomfortable dreams may reveal what you're neglecting in your waking life. 4. Connect with archetypes. Identify which archetypal energies are active in your life. Are you on a hero's journey or facing the shadow? These figures are mirrors that help navigate fear. 5. Walk toward discomfort. Instead of retreating when fear arises, take small steps forward. This doesn't mean diving into chaos, but facing what lies beyond resistance. Fear isn't just an emotion to manage. It's a message to decode, reflecting your inner world and calling you toward integration and self-actualization. Jung's perspective on fear encourages us to move from victimhood to empowerment. Rather than seeing fear as something that holds us back, we can recognize it as something that propels us forward. Remember, fear is universal, but how you face it shapes your journey. It's not your enemy, but a messenger, guarding the cave where your greatest treasure lies. Greet fear with curiosity and courage, and in doing so, you'll not only transform your fear, but yourself. If this resonated, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share with someone who might benefit. Stay curious, stay courageous, and we'll continue exploring the depths of the psyche together in future videos.